Okay, so rather than put a bunch of, superfluous text in each of my slides, I've decided to just do audio for them and use what I think the slides are supposed to be used for, and that is like note cards when giving a, verbal audio presentation. So for the first slide here, what are we trying to accomplish? I think the purpose of assessment is it's like a way to self-evaluate three different things. One, how the curriculum is working as it is being implemented by the teacher, and then kind of the opposite of that is how well the teacher's lessons are carrying out the curriculum. The difference being between those is that is it the teacher's fault because the teacher isn't meeting the needs of the curriculum, or is it the curriculum's fault? The third thing is the purpose of assessment is also to tell the students how they're doing, and so they can kind of keep track of their own progress as well. And then, so the purpose of assessment kind of answers the next two questions. Who is it for? It's for teachers, it's for students, and it's for administrators. Administrators checking up on teachers and curriculum, teachers checking up on themselves and their students, and students checking up on themselves, and to some extent, although most students don't bother with it, how well the curriculum and the lessons are treating them. And then the third question is also kind of answered by the purpose of assessment. Why do they want it? Is so that they want it so they can check themselves and see how they're doing. The purpose of assessment is to see if what you're doing is working by some, external means, rather than just through, introspection and that kind of thing. Alright, for the second slide, how will you know when it's been done? We're going to go with the first question. How are the data and results to be used? Well, hopefully I would answer this pretty simply. Hopefully the data are used in some way to tell the desired party, whether it be an administrator, a teacher, a student, whatever, what they want to know. Is assess if the purpose of assessment is to, find out if we achieve what we were going for, then the data will hopefully tell us whether we have achieved what we wanted to or not. Whether it's a simple matter of yes or no, or whether it's a matter of a percentage or whatever. If the data isn't usable to achieve that goal, to tell us if we achieved what we wanted to, then it's fairly useless. And the second question, what will be gained from assessment, is hopefully if we achieved what we wanted to, we will take away from it that, okay, this type of assessment worked, we'll keep doing this and we'll build on this and we'll use this in the future again. And if the assessment failed to achieve what was desired and failed to reproduce what the learning experience was supposed to instill, then we have to go back and reevaluate and say, what did we do wrong here? We need to see how the curriculum is working, how the lesson is working, or maybe how the assessment itself is working. Maybe the assessment isn't an accurate demonstration of what the students took away from, which is the hardest thing about assessment, is designing something that accurately reflects what is being taken away from a learning experience by students. The focus of my lesson was using ostinato as a compositional tool. Hopefully by the time that students reach high school, for which this lesson was designed for high school students, they'll know what ostinato is and be able to recognize it. So we're going to decide to put that knowledge into practice and use it as a compositional tool. The piece that I chose to demonstrate a good use of ostinato was a rock metal, whatever you want to call it, a chart called Rosenrot by Rammstein. And I thought it would be musically powerful because, to me, the song was fairly moving. It's really makes an impression, when you listen to it. I think it's valuable to the students because it shows, it possibly can show that I, as a teacher, care about, the type of music that young people tend to listen to. I would include myself as a young person, but hopefully that would allow me to, connect to them a little better, instead of using like Mozart's Sonatina or something. And I think that their musical reality will be transformed in that if ostinato, I think, is a powerful compositional tool because you can create a small thing and repeat it, and then you have something to overlay your melody on, and you makes it much easier to compose longer pieces. And I think that students will respond well to that because they can have a lot of musical product and use the things they come up with to their full potential and for longer periods of time. So I think that it will be empowering from a compositional standpoint for the students, and they'll have to have some access to technology, and hopefully they'll have a program like GarageBand, which I'm using to record this audio right now, or something like that, where they can get access to a bunch of different timbres, and if they want to use electronic timbres that aren't available from traditional instruments and that kind of thing, that would be really good as well. So. All right, I just want to make a few comments here about the lesson itself. Like I said before, this lesson would require access to at least some kind of technology for the composition assignments involved. But I just wanted to mention a couple things. First, this lesson does cover standards, national standards 3, 5, 6, and 7. So I thought I did pretty good getting all of those in there. Notating music, composing, listening to, evaluating and analyzing music, and evaluating music and musical performances. I also had an additional thought that there would be a potential for this lesson to carry on into other lessons that connected with standards 8 and 9 quite well. And I think this lesson would be a great kickoff point to become the new best friend of the German teacher in whatever school you're teaching in, because as is noted in the lesson plan and also on the lyric sheet, Rammstein drew their inspiration for Rosenrot from two very well respected pieces of classical German literature. Schneeweißen und Rosenrot is a story by the Brothers Grimm, and can't remember the name of it right now, but the Goethe poem is also partially where they drew their inspiration from. So it gives the German teacher a very good avenue and a great avenue for interdisciplinary activities and a way for kids to connect to classical German literature as well. And I will send you the links for the lesson plan document and the lyric sheet via email. And you can see the video of the song Rosenrot. It's on YouTube. Just search the name of the song, or you can get it on iTunes.